Okay. Shout out to everybody that's already tuned in. Hey, Goddess. I know I kind of been, not like slipping, but I kind of been like behind. I had a guest last night, and y'all know sometimes whenever you be feeling good, and especially whenever you have an autoimmune disease or something going on with you, and then all of a sudden it's like uh, the energy is gone, or all of a sudden it's like I'm sick, or trust me, it gets so annoying. Like, what? Ill. And I don't mean to say ill, but I'm tired of it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get it started. And thank you, everybody who's already tuned in.
It's
for the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits. Limits.
every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. And now we're live every Wednesday and Friday from 9.
Ooh, sorry.
It's
for the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits. Limits.
every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. And now we're live every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. That's every day of the week. Yeah, tune in. You don't want to miss this shit. It's the Couch Chronicles, where they know what? I know you said it.
It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits.
I look like and feel like I'm $1,000,000. I'm feeling myself for real. I'm on my way. The way I walk looks like a dance. And baby, that's just how I feel. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling myself. I am. I'm feeling good.
Couch Chronicles, early mornings on the couch, that is, every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Come catch a vibe with the couch. If you ain't gotta work, then you better keep your pajamas on. Get your tea, your coffee, whatever you drink, and whatever you smoke. Because Wednesdays and Fridays is the time to relax, chilling, vibing. You know, if you would like to be a live guest, if you in the Oklahoma City area, DM me now. Trust me when I say you don't want to miss this vibe. Are you feeling good? I'm feeling good. That's how you supposed to feel in the morning. 1, 2, 3, let's go!
I look like and feel like I'm $1,000,000. I'm feeling myself for real. I'm on my way. The way I walk looks like a dance. And baby, that's just how I feel. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. Feeling alive. Feeling myself. I am.
Period. Before we go on, let's give a moment of silence for the ones who didn't make it here today for whatever reason. Okay. Don't mind the dogs in the background. They in their own little world. Today is autoimmune disease awareness, and honestly, before I started this segment, I didn't really I talked about lupus, but not as much, because for anybody that has an autoimmune disease or anything that they suffering from, a lot of times we don't want to talk about it. No, really, we don't, because If you've never been through it, or if you don't go through it, or if you don't know anybody that's going through it or went through it, or then you won't understand. You'll always look at us as if we're complaining. You'll always look at us as if we're always talking about it. And so, to kind of take that away, we just don't talk about it. Or we'll talk about it with someone that we know that has it or that understands it. We just won't talk to our regular friends that we have on a daily that don't, go through pains or, understand. And then we'll get on Facebook and talk to our group, that is only for lupus or only for sickle cell or only for whatever. Sometimes it gets easier talking to a complete stranger that is going through the same thing as you. Give me a second. I'm sorry. Hey, bye. I don't know what y'all thinking. Y'all already out there having it. Go ahead. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Not today. Thank you. I know your kids is crazy. Okay, don't mind the extraness. Sheesh. Okay. All right. So, we rather talk to our people that we know that's going through it rather than talk to somebody who don't understand. I know for me, I talk to my couch potatoes only because, y'all my couch potatoes. Y'all be knowing what I'm going through. Y'all be, a lot of times y'all be there whenever it be happening. One time I started this segment on the couch. It was called Late Nights on the Couch. And it started at like 1 in the morning, I think, or noon or midnight. Either way, I think it was like midnight to 1. The very first time I did it, thank you so much for the roses. The very first time I did it, I was just like excited. I was like, okay, yeah, we gonna start a new segment on the couch. And blase. That night came, and the whole time, because I had a guest, the whole time he was talking, I was suffering. I was in the background like smiling like this for the camera. But in my head, I was like, oh my God, what's going on? I don't know. I had no idea what was wrong with me. I'm like, oh my God, it's something. Fuck, what is it? I couldn't figure it out. And I was just like, okay, you guys. All right. When the hour was done, my guest wanted to talk for a little bit longer. Now, mind you, I'm in pain. I got stuff going on. I don't know what's happening to my body. And my guest want to talk. And I'm like, okay, I'm talking. Finally, after another hour goes by, he leaves. I'm like, okay. As soon as I close the door, I'm like, all right, have a good night. Drive safe. As soon as I close the door, I fall over. I'm like, because I don't know what's happening. And one thing about, any type of autoimmune disease or anything that you're suffering through, when it's hitting us and when something is happening, we don't be knowing what's going on. All we know is our body feels crazy as fuck right now. And what do we do next? So, all I could think of was call my wife. So I called my wife like, babe, I don't know what's happening. I need you to come get me. So she comes, she leaves work early, and I'm on the couch. I'm like I can't even move. I'm in so much pain. Oh man, on top of having lupus, I feel like once something like, not just lupus, any type of autoimmune disease, sickle cell, or once we get hurt or injured or something like that happens in the midst of us having a flare, oh my gosh, it's like it's a non-stop flare. Like it's a never-ending flare. Like, and then once you get once you heading down the way, you still heading down. And it's hard to get back up because it's like I'm trying to get my body back right, but my body is so used to fighting itself that right now, whatever whatever is happening, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, my body is going to fight it regardless. Regardless. I can be getting a injection that can help me, you know, lose this flare. And if I'm too far gone into my flare, it's going to reject the medicine. It's going to reject the help. It's going to reject whatever is supposed to make me feel better. And it fucking sucks. Because it's like, I want to be better. I want to feel better. And then I get the stuff that's supposed to make me feel better. And then all of a sudden my body is fighting it. Like, no thank you. And we don't have a choice on when our body fights whatever. It might let an infection in and then fight the motherfucking medicine to help it. Like, it's so fucking crazy. I hate it. You know, and some of us, like I said the other day, like, we suffer in silence. And that goes for a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to autoimmune diseases. Wow. Shiva Stone said, I'm so glad I caught this. Nobody around me understands the struggle. I'm talking about nobody. And really, the only people that understand is either your spouse and anybody that's going through it too. You know, it's not easy going through something that you can't explain to other people because you know that they won't get it or understand. Or even if they say, you know, can you tell me a little bit more about it? You not trying to do your due diligence to find out more about it anyway. You just want to hear a little bit from me. And then you barely even listening to me. You looking at your phone. And it makes us not want to tell or talk about what's happening. It's only easy to talk about it with people that understand or that is going through it too. It's fucked up to be by yourself and going through it and not have that significant other that, you know, may or may not have been with you in the midst of your flares and all of that. You said sometimes they punish you. Oh, wow. For it to be like, and you know what? Let me say this, Tasha. I guess it's different when you have a boyfriend or girlfriend versus whenever you're married. You know, because when you married, you're supposed to feel like sickness and health, right? Now, you was getting to know me before we got married, so then you know that I was already sick. So when you marry me, you're actually taking on my sickness with me. So I don't expect that from somebody that's married. Now, boyfriend and girlfriend, I ain't even gonna lie. I wouldn't even expect a boyfriend to stick with me if I'm telling him, hey, I got lupus, and if he'd be like, oh, okay, you know. And then whenever he starts seeing like what a lupus is or a flare is, it's like, you said that's what they say. Yes, that's exactly what they say is sickness and health. But you never know until you push to that limit, until you in that moment, until you are the one sick, or vice versa. Everyone says that they're there for you, or they'll. What do you need? You okay? You need me? Any way that I can help, I'll be there. And then when you're like, you know, I'm having a flare up, and a flare up, girl, get the fuck on. Because let me tell you, one time I told this person I had a flare up, and immediately they thought that I had herpes. I'm like, hey, you do know that flare ups is just a term for flaring up, not just from herpes, but from other diseases as well. Well, I don't know. And we was arguing, like she didn't even want to talk to me anymore. Matter of fact, that's not even my friend anymore. I was just like, oh, okay. Sheba said, I was okay for 6 months, and then out of nowhere, just spent this whole weekend in the hospital. Sheba sending so much positive vibes, love, and energy away. And that is another thing that irritates my soul, is how one day I can be feeling amazing. I'm looking amazing. I got on makeup. I got my hair done. I'm walking with. I'm talking about. Wow. I'm feeling like I could take on the world. And 30 minutes later, that same day that I'm feeling amazing, 30 minutes later, I feel as if I can't even stand up any longer. I feel as if my whole body was just hit by a semi truck. I feel as if I don't even want to be around anybody because I don't want nobody to see me like this. Let alone do I want to talk about it with them. I just told my girls I was coming out to go out with them. I can't even go out no more because, look, I'm having a flare up. How do I explain that I was ready? How do I explain that I made these reservations? How do I explain that it's my birthday and we about to have this party and 5 minutes till I need to be rushed to the hospital, or I'm having a flare up so bad that I can't even look, stand up, or open my eyes, or like it takes a lot out of you. And it's another reason why in my song I was saying, you make plans and in the midst of that, something happens. Like, I'm literally planning on going out and celebrating myself. And I look good, I feel good, and I'm thinking like, yes, got this outfit. Wow, let's do this. And right before I walk out of the door, I have such a bad flare that I don't even want to be bothered by myself anymore. I don't even want to see myself anymore, even in the mirror. And then it's like one thing after another. You heal up from one thing, and then all of a sudden it's like one other thing breaks. It's like a car. Once you get the belt fixed, then you gotta fix the timing belt, then you gotta fix that, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm breaking down. How do I tell my friends that I have to cancel their plans too? Because they was ready. They didn't go to work specifically for this day. Now, what about the times where we still go out, even though we know we feel terrible? And then it seems as if we're uninterested in what's happening around us. And in our people that are trying to celebrate us, they like, yay, and then they look over at us and we like, and it's not even that we're mad. It's not even that we don't want to be there. Well, kind of don't. But not in the way that they think. But some friends, if they aren't really your friends, some people really get it misconstrued. Sorry. And honestly, it's really nothing that anybody can do or say. Like I said, you suffer in silence. No one understands what you're going through, and then when you try to explain it, look at you like you're crazy. So then you get standoffish. Then you end up going out with your friends and looking crazy, and then they like, I ain't bringing that bitch with me no more. She a party pooper, or she a this, or he a that, or then you get labeled these names. One, because you didn't explain to your friend exactly what was happening, or what disease you carry, or whatever. Two, you did explain to them, but they forgot. They don't understand how deep it gets. When you tell them, hey, I'm having a flare, they thinking, oh, no big deal. Then whenever you're not responding or acting as if they want you to, then it's, this bitch getting on my nerves, or this motherfucker, he getting on my nerves, or why he always gotta look like that, or why she always gotta look like that, or why your face always gotta be like that, why you always looking like you in pain, or why you got this face like this, or why you... I'm trying to do the best that I can for myself and for others around me. If I'm trying to control the pain, it's almost hard to control my facial expression. If I'm trying to control my flare up, it's hard to sit up and smile sometimes. Sometimes I might even smile that looks like a grimace, and they might be like, "Ugh, that was a fake ass smile." And it wasn't like I was really trying to give you a fake ass smile. I was really trying to smile, but a flare or a spasm or something. When I'm like, and then all of a sudden I'm like, it doesn't look too pleasant. And when friends, family, or anyone that's around you doesn't really understand what you're going through, they think you rude. They think you, no, for real, they'll call you a rude motherfucker. I done been called all type of stuff. And only because I'm not about to explain to you 30,000 times that I have lupus. Once I say it one time, I feel like I should never have to say it again. No. And I know that sounds fucked up, but I don't want to always keep being like, "Hi, I have lupus. Hi, I'm Janelle with lupus. Hello, lupus is near." Like, no. I'm sick of that. If you are my friend, then you should know what I'm going through. Sorry. Or if you follow me, like, it's not okay to be somebody's friend and not know what they're going through, to me. Like, it's not okay when I finally find out that you said exactly, that's not my identity. Exactly. When I find out that I have a friend or somebody that I know that's going through something and they had been going through it and I didn't know, I get so mad at myself. I get pissed, like, why didn't I ask or reach out, or why didn't I know? As much as I care about people, how come I didn't know that you was going through it? And even if I'm having my own lupus flare, I still put others above me. I'm like, no, we got to make sure that you okay, or, and it's something that we all do. Hello, goddess. It's something that we all do. We all, especially, the ones that are suffering with any type of autoimmune disease, sickle cell, or chronic pain, we all want to make sure that people that are around us are good, are okay, especially sometimes before us. I think I need to look at your picture. What's your name? Wait a minute. Wonderful? Yes, I remember you. If that's your name, Wonderful, I know exactly who you are. Yes. Hey, Wonderful. Sending love. So, man, I don't like to sound like, this is why I started the segment, because I didn't want to sound like I'm talking about it all the time or I'm complaining. And just like Tasha said, it's not my identity. It's not our identity, what we're going through. And shout out to all the ones that have an autoimmune disease or sickle cell or suffering, from chronic pain. Even though we're going through it, and maybe more so than others, we still do our best to make sure that others around us are good, happy, smiling. We tend to want to make others feel better than what we feel, if that makes sense. Yes, thank you so much. Let me make sure I follow you back. I think I did. But we tend to make sure that others are feeling better than us because we already feel fucked up. So we want to spread love. And did y'all notice that a lot of people that have like autoimmune diseases or, suffering from a chronic illness or sickle cell, that they almost seem overly nice? Like, it's not fake, I promise you. Like, we are nice. And we really genuinely want people to feel better than we physically feel, if that makes sense. Which, yeah, you do feel better, but we want you to keep feeling better. Like, we want to keep putting into that. I don't know if that makes sense, but maybe somebody that suffers like myself, they understand. As a person with lupus, I always want people around me that, like if I'm having like a get together or something, I like to cater, like make sure that they good. Sometimes when my feet is hurting so bad, it's sometimes easier for me to keep walking through it, through the pain. And sometimes helping people and doing things that make me feel good in the inside, that align with my spirit, it makes me feel better mentally, physically, and emotionally. And sometimes it's like that. Like, even if I'm having a lupus flare and I'm feeling bad in that way, sometimes helping people can make me feel better in another way. He said, I'm like that. I'm naturally nice, sometimes overly nice. Exactly. Sometimes people be like, ugh, she cannot be like that. I'm like, this is really me. Like, sometimes it may seem like I'm a bitch. Like my friend the other day, this is so crazy because I love my friend so much. And the other day she was just like, sometimes I do stuff or I'll say something and you look at me like, what she say, like you're angry or like you're fed up with me. I was like, absolutely fucking not. I'm never fed up with you. That's never the case. She's like, well, one time I grabbed you on your shoulder and you went like this. I was like, now, you may or may not remember this, but I had just recently had surgery on this shoulder that you squeezed. So if I grimaced, it was not because I was fed up with you, it was because I'm literally in pain. Or sometimes she'll be speaking to me and I don't even realize when I'm in so much pain sometimes I make a face. I don't realize it. Like I'll go like that. I mean, I've seen it now after it was recorded, but just like in the midst of talking or being around my friends and not knowing that, well, I know I'm in pain, but I don't be realizing that I show that I'm in pain. So sometimes whenever I'm with her, she's like, I'll just be feeling like I'm getting on your nerves or, that you don't really want to. I said, please don't ever think that because that is never the case. Whenever me and you are around each other, I promise you that. I said, if I ever like make a face or something, can you please tell me right then and there? I said, because I swear, I know for a fact it's because I'm in pain. It has nothing to do with our friendship. It has nothing to do with what we have going on. Yep, you said sometimes people be projecting as well. You're right. You're absolutely right. But she really be believing that she gets on my nerves. And no, babe, it's totally okay. I'm wrapping up right now. But it's nothing like, y'all don't get on my nerves. Like anybody that's been around me, if you feel like I'm making a face or I'm not attentive to you in the midst of if I made a face, I either just had a spasm or there's times where I'm holding in spasms. I don't want to be like, ah, you know what I mean? Or ooh, like, I don't want to do that. And if you really pay attention, then you'll know that I am in pain. And I will tell you this, I'm in pain 24/7, 32/6. It never goes away. Like, never. Never. I don't give a fuck what smile you see on my face. I don't give a fuck how much makeup you see me wearing. I don't care about none of that. Every day I am hurting. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not in pain. Every day It's excruciating. Some days are just worse than others. Now, a good lupus day, that doesn't mean that there's no pain. A good lupus day means it's not as bad as it was the day before. So, when you're around someone who has an autoimmune disease, sickle cell, chronic pain, I want you to remember that there's not a day that goes by that they are not in pain. They are literally just trying to make it work with the body that they have, the life that they have, the things that they have, and the things that they have to go through. Period. It's tough when you have the world's problems on you and the problems of having an autoimmune disease. It's fucking tough. So be kind to one another. I'm just saying. I love you guys so much. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. I'll be back on Monday. Monday was supposed to be mental health talk, but I was actually supposed to have a guest today, and I had to reschedule on her because I have an appointment at 6. So if she hits me back in time, we'll get her on the couch on Monday. If not, it'll be mental health talk. Either way, it's going to be a good Monday. I love you guys so much. Sending positive vibes, love, and energy your way. Thank you for tuning in. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. Again, I will see you guys on Monday at maybe 6 p.m. Central Time. If you're not busy, I'll see you then. Love y'all. Okay, you got some gifts. Okay, got some good gifts today.